Jules Verne, The Secret of the Island. Read by Mark Young. Chapter 1. Lost or saved, Ayrton summoned, important discussion, it is not the Duncan, suspicious vessel, precautions to be taken, the ship approaches, a cannon shot, the brig anchors in sight of the island, night comes in. It was now 2 years and a half since the castaways from the balloon had been thrown on Lincoln Island, and during that period there had been no communication between them and their fellow creatures. Once the reporter had attempted to communicate with the inhabited world by confiding to a bird a letter which contained the secret of their situation, but that was a chance on which it was impossible to reckon seriously. Ayrton, alone, under the circumstances which have been related, had come to join the little colony. Now, suddenly on this day, the 17th of October, other men had unexpectedly appeared in sight of the island, on that deserted sea. There could be no doubt about it. A vessel was there. But would she pass on, or would she put into port? In a few hours, the colonists would definitely know what to expect. Cyrus Harding and Herbert, having immediately called Gideon Spilett, Pencroft and Neb into the dining room of Granite House, told them what had happened. Pencroft, seizing the telescope, rapidly swept the horizon, and stopping on the indicated port, that is to say, on that which had made the almost imperceptible spot on the photographic negative. "I'm blessed, but is it really a vessel?" he exclaimed, in a voice which did not express any great amount of satisfaction. "Is she coming here?" asked Gideon Spilett. "Impossible to say anything yet," answered Pencroft, "for her rigging alone is above the horizon, and not a bit of her hull can be seen." "What is to be done?" asked the lad. "Wait," replied Harding, and, for a considerable time, the settlers remained silent, given up to all the thoughts, all the emotions, all the fears, all the hopes, which were aroused by this incident, the most important which had occurred since their arrival in Lincoln Island. Certainly the colonists were not in the situation of castaways abandoned on a sterile islet, constantly contending against a cruel nature for their miserable existence, and incessantly tormented by the longing to return to inhabited countries. Pencroft, and Neb especially, who felt themselves at once so happy and so rich, would not have left their island without regret. They were accustomed, besides, to this new life, in the midst of the domain which their intelligence had, as it were, civilized. But at any rate, this ship brought news from the world, perhaps even from their native land. It was bringing fellow creatures to them, and it may be conceived how deeply their hearts were moved at the sight. From time to time, Pencroft took the glass and rested himself at the window. From thence he very attentively examined the vessel, which was at a distance of 20 miles to the east. The colonists had as yet, therefore, no means of signalizing their...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?